I guess you were tired. Be careful of people who speak to you with a forked tongue. And an example of that is they will apologize to you when you check them of their foolishness, but behind your back or in your face, they continue to spit poison at you and create circumstances that are toxic, and the only intention is to destroy you, your family, and everything that concerns you. If you are doing that, or if you know anyone who is doing that kind of behavior, they're on the cliff.
For sure, because that's serious snake behavior. But we'll get into that. Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about OWN Network's reality-based TV series, Love and Marriage D.C. Season number 1, Episode number 12, Part 2 of the reunion.
But before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, send us your comments, and let's deal with this because this is important. Again, we're talking about people's behavior. So we're just trying to point that out.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know Winter, but Winter's behavior is toxic, and she's a perfect example of how demonic influences work. Winter would apologize for one thing or acknowledge her situation involving any kind of negativity, and then on the other hand she will continue saying the same toxic thing over and over again,
right back to it,
just to stir stuff, just to create smoke and mirrors, and just to keep that drama going. So the whole thing is this: if you or anyone in your life is exhibiting this kind of behavior, the source is not for your good. It comes into your life to kill, steal, and destroy. And if you give it any kind of energy, that's exactly what it's going to end up doing.
Absolutely, for sure. Got a witness right here.
It's a continuation of last week. They're talking to Winter. And Winter is as sly and manipulative and deceitful as they come. This girl has seasoned practice. She is not about someone who is able to assist you, but she is someone who is there to destroy. And if the focus and mission, as they described at the end, was for couples to show what is happening in marriages and to improve that, they certainly didn't do that with Winter.
Yeah, and the irony in all of what you just said is that, wifey, they had a cutaway of her at the very top of the show, and she's the one that's got her lip pouted out on the floor,
right,
on the floor, like something has been done to her.
Because that's the problem with the time we're living in now. Calling good evil and evil good. People align themselves, or the drama, the clicks, the what, and what have you. But if you are exhibiting any kind of deceitful behavior, you have to check yourself. Because at the end of it, Winter didn't take any responsibility for what she attempted to do on national television.
No, she continued to perpetuate this rumor mill notion that she had information that was valid.
Right.
Okay, but it wasn't that. It's simply rumor. Okay, that could not be substantiated. Okay, but she continued to act as though it was.
Winter said that she has information regarding the couples, both of the couples and their men, Jamie and Quick, having outside relationships or dalliances with other people.
That she can't confirm.
That she can neither confirm nor deny. Jamie asked her, then why are you trying to bring this up on TV? What is your intention? What is your motivation? And she responds that she just have this information and that she knows about Quick's infidelity because she spoke she worked with someone and they had a dalliance or an indiscretion with Quick at his club in Baltimore called Park.
Mm-hmm.
So she took this woman's whatever the woman told her, information to be solid and correct.
Yeah, but she just admitted prior to that she can't confirm or deny, right?
Confusion number one.
Yep, exactly.
Secondly, she goes into that someone supplied her with information,
more information, yeah.
Photos, texts, and records.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, what records can she have? Does she have phone records? Did someone subpoena the phone company?
Legal proceeding or something like that?
How deep did this, down the rabbit hole, did this person go to get records to supply Winter with as evidence that both Jamie and Quick had an affair?
And not only that, evidence that she doesn't want to reveal for certain reasons.
And Jamie said, well, I don't know you, Winter. I know you only through the association with Monique.
Right.
You don't know my people either.
Right.
So where are you getting this information to prove that I have done these things that you're claiming that are rumors that I did?
Right.
Quick interjects that they know someone who is related to the man that Winter is dealing with, and they understand that at some point she had a mental breakdown. And every time Carlos asks her, well, do you have any solid proof? She would say, no, I'm just speaking from what people sent me. The information she received 48 hours was suspect and could be a setup for people who are looking at the couples and may want to intentionally hurt them. So she didn't want a part of that. However,
to do them dirty, right?
To do them wrong. However, she is bringing up a rumor about two people having dalliances that she said she don't want to bring up.
Exactly.
Again, a forked tongue, deceitful enough to deny stuff and then bring it up. The stuff she is deceitful about, she brings it up anyway.
And denying that she's doing it.
And the back and forth, you're confused. You can't track the information she's giving because she's claiming she's innocent at one point and then she's bringing up the same foul-ish that she heard from somebody else.
Well, to me, it's kind of clear she's trying to be on both sides of the fence at the same time.
But let me tell you this. Mm-hmm. Last week, Wendy said she was in ministry. Yeah. What does the word say? We will know them by their fruits. What fruit is Winter bringing to the people that are looking, i.e. us, the audience? What is the fruit that she is presenting to herself? A forked tongue. Who has a forked tongue? Evil.
Snakes.
Demonic spirits.
Yep, and that fruit that you're referencing is rotten.
Thank you. The fruit is to destroy you, to destroy your peace. A rumor, if it weeds itself inside of your relationship, it's going to start acting on the person's psyche, their subconscious. So they now begin to look at each other with suspect stuff. They start searching, they start looking, they're not sure about themselves or what have you because of rumors. So when Winter says, who is an ex-life coach, who is now a minister
in the ministry,
brings forth this kind of information without one, clarification, with two, knowing the correct source where it comes from, because she was vague about who it was that sent her information 48 hours prior to the taping.
That's exactly right.
So I'm still trying to figure it out. Winter's behavior is what happens when people are destructive, when people hate what you have going on at the house and they want to destroy it. Based on Winter's past, she decided to get with two men that were not suitable for her. And as a result, instead of finding a path to a better self, she now chooses to destroy
What's
couples
around her? What's
that's
around her
around
that she's been invited to be a part of?
and have no understanding that once you give evil room,
It'll take root just like anything else.
and what does she not have children at the house?
Yeah. What?
I hope people understand this is not an isolated thing. This will go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And that behavior, if you see it in yourself, you gotta check yourself. It's not hard because your heart is gonna tell you when you're doing ish.
Yeah.
Your heart is gonna say, no, I don't think that's the right thing unless you're now really saturated in the stuff.
Yeah, that information that was that she says was revealed to her. She says she doesn't want to, kind of follow suit and reveal to the audience now because she doesn't want to do the cast members dirty. Never mind the fact that she's already doing.
Well, the
dirty.
point is, if someone sent her information,
Right.
and she was in a good place,
Mm-hmm.
and her heart was in a good place,
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't even mention it. She would not even bring it up. In later parts of the interview, Monique said that they didn't know each other well, she and Winter, but she knew
Even
her for over 16
years, right,
and
right.
she has always presented herself to be a certain way that was on the upright. And she noticed as the season went on, her interaction with the women and what she was bringing forth was not quite the same. Winter presented one representative to her, and to the show she was in another place.
Yeah, Monique made reference to that by saying basically that Winter was acting out of outside of the character that she knew that she
Right.
had grown to experience over the past 16 years of their relationship.
And based on that relationship, she believed, Monique said this, that Winter was enjoying the reality space and that she got a kick out of it. And you got to know that Winter, the information that she is saying she has with the rumor,
Mm-hmm.
is to destroy marriages,
Mm-hmm.
is to destroy families. And she was getting a kick out of it.
Handy.
She liked it.
Ha-
She smirked. She smiled
Ha-
so sweetly, as if she was, cooing a baby. She smiled.
Handiwork.
I don't know if anything gave me chills. That was the moment.
Handiwork from a former self-professed life/marriage.
And a minister.
What the hell?
When I
minister she
crack the word and I see judgment begins in the house of God, that tells me he's not going for people outside who don't non-believers.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming in the house. He is in the house, checking and saying, okay, you say, yeah, Lord, but what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
How are you moving?
Mm-hmm. Yep, because
What situation? I smell funk.
mm-hmm.
We gotta clean
We
this
can clean
up.
this up. Yep.
So behavior is what we point out. And Winter has been going up that cliff for some time now.
Right.
So I believe that Winter's whole engagement in this process was to be there to destroy Ashley, Quick, Jamie, and Irena. Because the bottom line is, what happens in a marriage is in a marriage.
Right, and I guess maybe with a some kind of sub agenda to have her star or her light, shine brighter as a result of what she did
Right.
in a drama-based, reality-based TV series.
Because a lot of people getting notoriety for foolishness.
Right.
For creating drama.
Mm-hmm.
For kicking and slapping and cussing and fussing.
Punching
People are
and
getting clout for that. And money for that.
Right.
And fame and all this other stuff. But what are you bringing to the world? What are you showing for yourself? Where is that light coming from? Are you consumed in darkness, or are you trying to get to the light?
That's exactly what you took the words right out of my mouth. And in the case with Winter's behavior, it's showing how much darkness she is really in at this point.
So a cautionary tale for everybody who is looking, and this is real. Be careful of who around you is saying, Lord, Lord, but they're not honorable people.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to get out of the funk. I appreciate people trying to get out of the funk, because that's where we all are. We all have to turn around and try to go down the better path, because we all are we're not perfect people.
Right.
But what about those who like to stay in that mess?
Yep.
And stir it up?
Yep.
And stir it up.
Mm-hmm. And waller in it.
Who are you inviting in your house?
Right.
Over that phone? Who is it that every time they come by, there is some kind of incessive drama that's happening?
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. And you would think that she would have learned, but she continued to stay mired in this ish. Okay. Chris reveals to I guess it was Carlos and to the audience that he and Monique called Winter to tell her, hey, look, this drama ish and rumor ish that you're bringing, that's not what we're about doing, because there's kids involved. Okay, and that was one of the things that we made an agreement to do, not to do, as it relates to getting back into reality.
Because they've been involved in the Housewives of Potomac,
exactly.
And there was a rumor about Monique, so they didn't want to be involved in that. They want to show marriages, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, the upset, like we saw between Jamie and Irena first on stage, and then in that dressing room. It's hard to watch, but that's the kind of stuff that occurs. Create a space where you're saying that, oh, if you had known that all this drama would have happened, then I would not have participated in this show.
So the snake is speaking again.
Snake speaking again, because it's Monique had to tell her she brought the drama. Then Ashley said, she is the drama.
Mm-hmm.
So that snake is saying, oh, I'm so innocent. Again, behavior. Who is saying they're innocent, and meanwhile they're stabbing you in the back multiple times?
And then, as if that revelation to Winter wasn't bad enough, then she actually admits.
Yeah, I did that.
Exactly. That she brings the drama, y'all. She actually owns up to her ish. I'm bringing drama to the set.
Listen, if you're in the house of God and Winter is your teacher, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, get out the class quick.
Because people in the house want to get off the cliff.
And
by themselves, we have managed to get on a cliff. And you've seen the rocks, you see the water that's waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know death is right there.
And then
your whole energy now is to get off the cliff.
Right. And then production and editing, they cut to a quick cutaway of Jamie reacting to what Winter had just admitted. She does this. Like, this chick got some problems,
mm-hmm.
mental problems,
right?
Okay, that she's dealing with
so
right now.
That's what they were talking about when they said a friend of a relative told them that she had a nervous breakdown.
Right. You've said this on numerous occasions, and it bears, it's a point worth repeating. You cannot expect good to come back around to you when evil is leaving from, originating from you.
No.
In the way of behavior.
Because what happens is, if we really check our life and how we've moved past certain things, when it starts off, it feels good. I'm justified. It's okay. I could do this. But then evil has a way of making you addicted to that stuff. and then it turns around and drops you. That's what it does. It seduces you, it pulls you in, and then and then it shanks you. Lord have mercy. So I just believe that Winter's behavior is a cautionary tale.
No question about it from my vantage point.
And it's also a cautionary tale about married people having dalliances that they think that it's okay, but it's really not. It's not, because that too is destroying people. It's destroying your family. So it was a perfect example of how not to, in my estimation.
Totally concur. Totally. Yeah, Jamie was kind of frustrated with on set with Irena because of what he felt like was the exaggeration of certain aspects of their past. You know, he was there, you know, working multiple jobs, full time and all that. So he was there to contribute to the upbringing of you know, their sons and all. But maybe not as much as Irena was, because he was out hustling, doing what he had to do to provide for his family.
Right, and she did say he had a full-time and part-time job. So he was
part-time job.
Right,
more than one.
He was pushing.
Right, he was pushing, and whenever he did, you know, come up for air and have a little bit of time off, he wanted to spend just some small amount of time with his buddies, with his boys, right? And hang out. They got married early, right? Early in life, and so they had been together for a long time, and they had, you know, kids and all. So it was just something that, like, he was kind of, you know, unsure about why his wife Irena was bringing this up at this point in time.
He thinks she exaggerates because she doesn't portray him in a good light.
Right. She's got some.
She ignores the good that he has done and talks about what she has done, and she thinks what she has done is more than what he
it's been like a solo effort, right?
And that's not the truth.
Right. And it just didn't appear to me that he was very happy with how she was.
He was upset about that.
Right, how she was portraying what the reality of what they had to go through to bring the kids up to, you know, to where they are today.
And that was what was surprising about that. That was 20 years ago.
Exactly, and I'm like wondering, well, I could see if it was like within the recent past, like year or two or maybe even 3.
And that's why he asked in the dressing room, why would you bring that up? Because that's really a hard conversation they have to have with each other.
Off cam.
Nobody's business. But you bring that in, you find out where the trouble points are, and you try to put a light on it so it can be different. We're so different in relationships now compared to 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, even in my parents' generation, is everything the man said went, particularly coming up from the Caribbean.
Right.
But it's a different thing now. Women need to be heard, the unit of a marriage.
Sure.
And that wasn't the case, you know, even back then. I just think it was a conversation they needed to have at the house.
Yeah.
That he need to, like, understand where she's coming from. She probably felt overwhelmed when they had young children.
Yeah.
And she probably felt like, you know, he didn't give her all that love and support.
All support that she felt like she needed.
But she got to understand that he probably didn't know how to give her that love and support.
Right.
A lot of men are in that position.
Right. They have to learn.
They love their wives, but they have to learn how to do it. It's not automatic like for us girls. We can emotionally talk about how we feel. But men didn't have a safe space to talk to other people about how they felt, particularly black men.
Yeah.
And he came out of the streets. He came up hard.
Right. And I think that was probably what was causing him that issue. And he was also concerned about how, you know, this appears on TV to viewers like us.
Right.
And I thought his concerns were valid. I really do, because I agree with you. This was something that you raise, you know, off camera, you know, when you're one-on-one, and just to make sure and or validate that you guys are on the same page about what happened, even though, you know, you might not agree on all the details per se, but you're at least on the same page, that you move beyond it, and that it's no longer, you know, something that's being held in one's heart, you know, for that length of time
Right.
and being harbored, to the
Because-
point where it can accidentally or
Come out in a
unintentionally
different
come out in
Because
this
I
way.
know between you and I, if I'm upset, it's on my face. I'm going to start chirping immediately once we get in the
Behind
car
closed doors,
and
right?
in the house.
Right.
You
right.
best believe.
Right, and I'm kind of like similar the same way.
And you're going to check me the same way.
Right.
That's how we roll.
That's how we rock it, man. That's how we rolling.
To say, hey, this ain't right, what? And even if I would take a day or two, I'll give the silent treatment.
With the tood, y'all know what that is, brother. We on the wrong end of the tood sometimes, but it's all good in the end.
The things we do.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a sense of humor. I understand what I do. I know I got to see.
Yeah.
But that toot feels good. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
That's what I'm saying.
That toot is all what it feels good. It's like chocolate ice cream on a hot sunny day.
What? Oh, I bet you all the women like, yeah, girl, I can admit that I agree with you on that one.
But we gotta get beyond the toot and get to a right place.
Right.
And it's always good to have a hard conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we go into our fan favorite. Can we talk about them now?
Indeed.
Are
yes,
they
change gears but before we do that, let's just make this quick observation, okay? When they made the transition from, and when I say they, I'm talking about the producers in the set and the cast members, blah blah blah, of Reunion Part 2, Love and Marriage D.C. When Winter left the set, the whole
vibe changed completely.
The whole.
What does that tell you?
Exactly.
It's like
foolishness have left the room, and we're in a much better place now.
We had a cat when we lived in another space. When someone negative came to the house, where would she be on the steps?
She roll
looking
out,
down,
y'all.
And you will call her. She's not coming. The moment that person left, she came down. Other people will come to the house and she's down, she's between their feet, she's playing, but when certain people came to the house, she out. Check your animals to see what they're doing when people come by.
It'd be a good indicator of what kind of spirit you might be harboring.
The energy people have. Animals gonna know about it.
Absolutely.
So the vibe changed.
Vibe completely changed.
And now we get to Jason
and Jamie Jr.
Oh my God, they were sharp.
Man,
they were clean.
Them boys were clean.
I mean, they were a chip off the old block.
Jamie was like, yeah, boy, I taught you well.
He was proud.
Man,
and I'm sure he helped hook that situation they had together.
I was like, that boy dangerous right there. Jason, boy, that boy was ready. He was ready for battle. He was not playing. Don't think he wasn't serious with his.
Keep your daughters alive.
Man.
Because Lord have mercy.
Man.
But it was good to see them.
Absolutely.
They asked Jason, how is he doing in the Doors program?
Right.
Has he gotten out of the house? He said they're making progress towards it. And one of his counselors have to write a report so that he's able to get out and have a job and be working. But he still does not want to DJ. He wants to work for Apple.
Right.
And I believe that dimension of that is going to get a phone call somewhere.
It's probably already happened, okay? And I'm like, you know what? Go on, son. Yeah. Go on. I'm loving the direction he's going. That boy is more than capable of doing anything and everything he wants to do. He got it.
And what I like about Jason is that he speaks what he wants. That power of attraction is certainly going to come closer and closer and envelop him because he has never stopped talking about working for Apple.
Right.
And he's
never been very consistent about that.
Talking about why he intends to work for Apple and what he plans to do once he gets there.
Right.
And I believe that is going to happen.
If it hadn't already happened already.
Yeah. Write the dream and make it plain so when people hear it, they can run with it.
Yeah, man, that was good stuff coming from that young man. I was loving that.
and Jamie
Junior.
Jr.
Yeah, boy was sharp, man.
Yeah, they
like my
both
aunt
were.
used to say, he's sharp.
He hopes he's still on the right track. He hopes the situation with the court goes away.
Court hearing,
He's
yep.
hopeful that's what's gonna happen. That he serves no time,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he's on the right track. He said he had a bad attitude with his dad because of his immaturity, really, and he understands his father's point of view, and as a result, they're getting closer. So he certainly is getting more
bonding. Yep.
mature.
Yep, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And to hear, I guess that kind of admission coming
Yeah.
from, your son was a little bit overwhelming for Jamie Sr.
So I personally enjoyed the reunion because although it was hard to watch Winter, I that behavior is what I wanted to point out for all of us, not just for people, but for all of us. We're not all immune from this, but we have to constantly and diligently check ourselves.
Yeah, I enjoyed the back half, especially of this reunion, because, like I said, I enjoyed seeing, Jason.
And another thing I thought was great to see Monique and Chris in a better place. It's a total different aura they have now than they had when they were on the show.
Yeah,
and it's great to see even Monique's critique of Irena and Jamie when they were talking about that raising children when they 20 years ago, saying that Irena have not yet made peace with 20 years when that was happening, and that's where they need to go and clean up. I thought that was an interesting point of view, but they look good. It was funny when Jamie said clown Obama, and you knew what it was because you're from
DC.
You're from DC.
Right.
But I had no idea what is a clown Bama. And then I remembered Huggy Low Down, and he talked
there you go. Right.
When Huggy starts his show, he talks about.
He made it a segment, Bama of the Week on the syndicated radio show.
Yeah, but even in his live show, he will break it down.
Oh my goodness!
Huggy Low Down is a funny comedian. You guys should check him out.
Genius, as far as I'm concerned.
But then I remembered how Huggy would lace things about Bamas. So Alabama.
Yeah, Chris got offended. Offended.
No, I'm from Alabama.
Right.
And then Quick said, "Oh, it's just a DC thing."
It's DC lingo.
And Chris said, "Yeah, I heard it before, but I'm still offended."
Right. He had a little bit of fun with that.
So clown Clown Bama.
Yeah.
But hey, you learn everything anyway.
Yeah.
Check out Huggy. Huggy is good.
No question. I'll tell you something else I enjoyed too. When Carlos King got into Jason's little, love life a little bit and said, so Jason, you dating anybody? You got a little girlfriend or something? He said, no, not yet, but I may have after the show, right? And
they will be coming out of the woodwork.
Who you telling? Checking for that brother.
Woo!
Let him get himself right. Let him get his situation straightened out. They coming at him, man. Quick said that he meant everything that he said on the show up until that point, but you know what? He said he needed to be on the prayer list. I was like, boy, you stupid.
We all need to be on the prayer
list. Who's telling, man? There's a line for that one, boy. Line. Now, I'm in that line too. But that one got me, man. That Quick got me on that one, boy.
Quiet as it's kept, the subscribers are in our prayer box, so hey.
Right.
We gotta cover who we can.
Who you telling?
Anyway, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Be blessed. You are blessed, and be in joy. And that doesn't mean that challenges not gonna come, but choose to be in joy.
Absolutely.
Even if it's for a minute, take that minute. You can do what we can do. But God bless you. Stay in the light. Stay off that cliff. Or if you're on it, see if you could take a step or two down. Because it's getting windy, and the wind could take you over if you're not careful.
Step away, step back from that edge. Step back. Don't do it, y'all.
Have a good one.
See y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.